Students, we are doing chapter number 6, and in that chapter we has covered about types of tissues, general introduction of the tissues. And in the types of tissue we has covered, it's a simple type of tissues like apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and third one was lateral meristem. It was all about the simple type of tissues. Now next our main topic is types of permanent tissues. As I already told to you earlier also, permanent tissues are those tissues which have stopped their meristematic activity. Meristematic means which now can't have a ability to divide further. Those become permanent, and those have cleared their functions in their mind, and all of those are performing by their responsibility. For example, xylem know they have to transport the water, phloem know they have to transport the food, and all of those are not dividing, they are performing their functions. Xylem is carrying water and phloem is carrying food. So these are the example of the permanent tissues. And so let's start for the one. First one is a simple permanent tissue. What are the simple permanent tissue? There are two types of permanent tissue. First one is a simple type of permanent tissue. Second is a complex type of permanent tissue. Simple tissues are those tissues in which only one type of tissues are present, and those are performing their function. Okay. In case of complex permanent tissue, so many number of components are present in a tissue, and then they collectively performs the particular function. For example, xylem and phloem, these are the permanent types of tissues. These are the example of permanent types of tissues, and these have so many components in it. Further, all of we will discuss in the complex permanent tissues. So let's start with the simple permanent tissue. Basically, these have a few layers of the cells which forms the function, and which these layers of the cells further forms the tissue, and these types of tissues are further. First one, its example is a parenchyma. All of these tissues have a unspecialized cells with thin cell, and these were live cells. Means that all of these cells are living cells. These are unspecialized. They don't have a particular function. They perform all of the activities at the same time, and these are loosely arranged. Means that you can see, I will show you diagram also. These have a intercellular spaces. In that intercellular spaces means the spaces between the cells are present, so that's why these are loosely arranged. Now what is the function of the parenchyma tissue? It gives protection and support and stores the food. So first type of simple permanent tissue is the parenchyma. These are loosely arranged, thin walls. Okay. And what does its function? They provide protection and support and stores the food. Second type of simple permanent tissue is the chlorenchyma. It is clear from its name, chlorenchyma. Chlorine means chlorophyll. A tissue which performs the function of photosynthesis. Okay, because of these have a chlorophyll pigment in it, and these are known as a chlorenchyma. It is also type of a parenchyma tissue. Again, it is also a type of a simple permanent tissue. Then again, in case of aquatic plants means which are living in the water habitat. In those case of plants, in case of parenchyma, smaller air cavities are present. And what does the function of this cavity? These gives buoyancy. Buoyancy means these giving floating capacity to the plants. These helps in the floating of the plants on the water, and these are known as a parenchyma. It is the third type of the simple permanent tissue. First one was the parenchyma. This gives protection and support. Second, chlorenchyma. Chlorine means chlorophyll. These perform the function of photosynthesis. And third one is the parenchyma. This gives the air spaces which gives makes the plant lightweight, or because of lightweight these floats easily on the what body? It was the parenchyma. Then after that is the sclerenchyma. Before sclerenchyma, there is a one more type given, that is a collenchyma. Now what is a collenchyma again? Yes, again it is a type of the permanent tissue and gives this flexibility in case of a plants, and then this gives the mechanical support and protection to the plant without breaking. Means that without breakdown, this gives the flexibility and mechanical support to the plants. All right. For the student, there are so many types of all of the tissue which we has covered. Their diagrams are shown, like here there is a diagram of the parenchyma. Okay, these are the intercellular spaces present in the parenchyma. Then there is a type of the collenchyma. Chlorophyll is present, which performs the function of a photosynthesis. Then there is a type of the it is a collenchyma. Collenchyma gives the flexibility and support. Then there is a type of the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma we will discuss in the further point. It also gives the hardness to the tissues and protection to the tissues and body of the plant. These were all about the types of the tissues. Now next is a sclerenchyma are again type of a permanent tissue. Okay, simple permanent tissue. What does its function? Its function is that these gives hardness and stiffness to the plant parts. For example, coconut. In the coconut, we have shown that it is made up of a sclerenchymatous tissues. All of the outer cover in the brown color which you remove from the coconut, it is a sclerenchyma. Now, what is the function of those sclerenchyma? Those brown hair-like structure which are present on the outer side of the coconut. Basically, its function is to give protection. Coconut, we know coconut is a very soft body part that we eat. White part that is a very soft, which is present inside it, and from the outer side is protected by the brown covering like structure, and that brown covering hair like structure is known as a sclerenchymatic tissue. These are thickened, their walls are thickened and made up of lignin. Lignin is a chemical substance which gives hardness to the plant parts. Okay, in this case almost intercellular spaces are not present. In case of parenchyma, intercellular spaces was present. In case of parenchyma also intercellular spaces was present, and in case of collenchyma, medium-sized intercellular spaces was present, but in case of sclerenchyma, not any kind of intercellular space present. That is the major difference between parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Then at the point number 2, parenchyma, those gives support and protection to the plant parts. Collenchyma, those gives flexibility and support to the plant parts, and sclerenchyma again, this gives hardness and stiffness to the plant parts. Alright, so it was all about the types of the simple permanent tissues. Then is about the epidermis and guard cells. First of all, you see here, all of you know, in the case of plant there are stomata present which gives to them exchange of the gases. Then about the transpiration process, all of those are performed through the stomata. What are the stomata? These are the tiny pore structure which are present inside the leaf, and these stomata are protected from the guard cells at the sides. Stomata are kidney shaped. You can see here also. Kidney means kidney bean shaped. Okay, these are the stomata. Center one, white space, and these are protected by the guard cells. It is clear from the name, guard means which gives protection to the stomata. Okay, now there is one term written, epidermal cell. Students, like in case of we human being, we have a skin on our body parts. Same way in case of plants, there is also have a skin, but we not call to them skin. Those are known as a epidermal cell or epidermis. Now, what is the function of a epidermis? Again, it gives protection. Epidermis, it is present on the outer parts on the outer surface of the plants, and it gives the protection to the all of the plant parts. Protection from the heat season also, protection from the winter season also, protection from the insects also, protection from the other prey act also. Okay, from all of these things epidermis gives protection to the plant parts, and it helps in the aids means helps. It helps in the to protect the loss of water and gives mechanical injury invasion by the parasites or fungi, means that it protects the extra loss of water, and at the second point it protects from the invasion means to enter. It protect the plant parts from the entry of the parasite and fungi. Basically the function of the epidermis is protection. Okay, so it was all about the epidermis. Then there are different cases discussed. All of these points, students, already I has covered about the guard cells and about the stomata. Okay, so that's why I am skipping this point. Then in some cases it was all about the terrestrial plants that epidermis gives protection. Then in case of roots also epidermis present. It helps in the absorption of the water, absorption of the minerals, and long hair like structures are also present on the root. Those are known as root hairs. These also increases absorption area of the root. Now in case of desert plant, what is the function of epidermis in case of desert plants? All of we know in case of desert plant there is a loss of water, and they have to protect the loss of water because there is a deficiency of water already. And in case of desert plant, epidermis have a waxy coating which protect the extra loss of the water in case of a desert plant. And as the plant grows older, means that years by years this epidermis got replaced by the secondary meristem. Secondary meristem, the cells which have the dividing capacity decrease. Those are a secondary meristem. Primary meristem which have a capability to divide fastly. Okay, those are primary meristem. Now when the epidermis got shifted or got changed into the secondary meristem, means that their dividing capability that is a decreased or that is changing into the bark, outer layer of the plant, that is known as a bark, and its cells are almostly dead. Again it gives the protection to the plant parts. And one chemical, suberin chemical, that is present in the walls of the bark. It makes the impervious and make them impervious to the water. Okay, so it was all about the types of the simple types of permanent tissue, and about the epidermis, and about the stomata and guard cells. After that, then there is a next type, complex permanent tissue. Those we will proceed in the next class. Thank you, students.